What's going on, everyone? This is Blake, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to effectively grow your Facebook group and use it also to generate an influx of leads while you do it. So I know many of you struggle with content ideas and angles that you can take to bring in new leads into your business. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can leverage your Facebook group and how you can use this strategy to not only just grow your group, but to generate a bunch of leads along with it. So whether you have a group or not, you'll still get value from this training, but for those of you that have a group, this is a great strategy to roll out within your organic marketing efforts. So I'm going to cue the intro now, and we will dive into my screen and into today's training. All right, so as we kick off today's video, I want to talk a little bit about the organic ecosystem. This is a big thing that I talk about within my coaching programs to my coaching students, and ultimately getting them to understand how you can create an ecosystem that constantly moves prospects from being cold to warm to hot, and from being someone that doesn't know you to being someone that's a raving fan that loves you, trusts you, and is ready to buy from you. An element of this is being able to grab their attention and move them to a training that can allow you to take that next step with them and enter that sales conversation with them itself. So for those of you that are familiar with Facebook Organic, I'm going to share my screen here in a second. But to start, I want to share with you just my Facebook profile here. So if we look at my Facebook profile, obviously I have things branded accordingly. So people visit my profile, they can see what I'm all about. Now, within your profile here, the goal is to put out content that constantly moves these prospects towards that next step. So you want to take them from entering into your audience where they're cold, unfamiliar with you, they don't know you, they don't like you, they don't trust you, to getting them to enter this ecosystem where on autopilot behind the scenes, you're constantly providing value to them, nurturing them, shifting their beliefs, breaking down objections, and then moving them towards that next step of a sales conversation so you can chat about how you can support them and taking things to the next level. That's where they can become that buyer of your offer itself. But a Facebook profile is one element of the organic ecosystem along with the content behind it. For those of you that have a Facebook group, it's a very great tool to leverage paired with this because you're able to use them in a combination that makes things super, super powerful. It allows you to grow your group faster, more efficiently, and also generate leads while you're doing it. So for example, we look right here, there's a training in my Facebook group. As we sit in here right now, we're inside my Unleashed CEO's Facebook group. This group has went from 0 to 1,300 members in just over a year and roughly a year and a half time. Now, a lot of the growth that has happened, especially early on, came from this strategy that I'm sharing with you right now. And what this is basically, okay, asking yourself, what trainings can I roll out for my ideal client, for my audience itself, that is going to help move them towards that next step? What are some objections that they may have? What are some false beliefs they may have? Or what are some trainings that they may find relevant and valuable that I can give away for free and over-deliver to earn their trust and ultimately get my foot in the door and talk to them more about how I can support them at a higher level? So in this instance, this is one example of many, but I came out with a training on how I generated over $8,000 in 75 leads in 48 hours or less. And I broke down the Facebook post that drove me that result. I talked a little bit about the objective behind the post, why I wrote the post, the elements behind the post itself, and how I was able to make those results happen. So first I came to my group, the members of my inner circle here in this free Facebook group, and gave this to them first as a gift to provide value, to earn more trust, and to show them how I can help them achieve the same and achieve results like this. But if I were to just leave this in my group and not get more eyeballs on it, I would be doing myself and my audience an injustice. So typically what I always do is whenever I roll out a training inside my Facebook group, I typically set themes every week. So maybe one week I'm talking about Messenger and I'm providing value on Messenger. Or maybe one week, like in this example, I'm talking about content and how to use content to generate an influx of qualified leads, sales opportunities, and sales. So if this was my theme this week and I was talking about a Facebook post that drove me over $8,000 and over 75 leads in 48 hours or less, and I roll this training out to my group, not only can I provide value in this training and maybe incorporate a call to action at the end to drive some conversations, but I want to also get more eyeballs on this. So if this was a compelling training, if it got good response in the group, and I have a compelling headline around along with it, why not go back to my profile and leverage that? So we see here, I'm going back to my Facebook profile a couple days later and asking who hasn't seen my breakdown on how I generated 70 plus leads and $8,000 from one single Facebook post. So you can see here, I got over 100 comments on this post. So what does this mean? This means that I have the ability to now take all of these people that commented, move them to my Facebook group, have a conversation with them, possibly create a sales opportunity, get a call booked, present an offer in the meantime. But the core of it, I'm able to take these people that were hanging out in my profile, following along with my content. Maybe they followed along with me for a couple of weeks and they're just starting to trust me a little bit more with what I've provided to them. So now I come out with this hook on my profile. It gets a bunch of attention, a bunch of comments, and everybody that's not inside my Facebook group, I'm able to take them and move them over to this training in my group, tag them in it and say, hey, look, here's the training for you to dive into, enjoy, and then have that conversation with them after to create the sales opportunity. So off of this post, I probably moved in at least 20, if not 50 new members into my Facebook group just by coming to my profile and talking about it. So this is a really simple way to move new members into your group, grow your group, and also generate qualified conversations when doing it. And I encourage you to think about this every week. For those of you that own a Facebook group, think about trainings that you can roll out that are relevant to your audience, that provide value to them, that attack pain points or false beliefs that they have, that serve a purpose to them to ultimately become closer to you, earn more trust with you, while also helping them grow their business. You're giving away free value, and you're doing this and leveraging this on your profile to get more eyeballs on it and to move those people from your profile into your group. So it basically can become a continuous cycle where week after week, as I roll out new trainings in my free Facebook group and I talk about them on my profile, within my content, on my stories, it creates buzz around that training. It drives interest. I'm able to spark conversations and move them into my Facebook group where they're now exposed to more content from me, where I can earn their trust at a higher level, where I can provide more value to them and ultimately get them to the point where they know, like me, and trust me, and they want to buy from me. And that's the key to making this work. It's very important to come out with fresh new angles on a weekly to bi-weekly basis to drive lead flow, to create curiosity, stuff that's relevant towards your target audience that will move them towards that next step with you. And a great way to do it is to roll out a training in your Facebook group, see what the response was. If it was a training that got good response that people really enjoyed, get more eyeballs on it. Go back to your Facebook profile, talk about it, add some call to actions within your content. This is one example of a short form post. But if this were me, I would come out with this short form post first, and then I would come out a couple days later with maybe a longer form post talking about what I broke down in the video, some beliefs that I had before achieving this result and the outcome that I was able to generate, and then dropping a call to action at the end of that post saying comment Facebook post or comment training below if you want access to this free training that I just created. When they comment, they may not know particularly this training's in my group, but then I'm able to tell them that, hey, this training that you were reaching out on and that you were interested in, it's held inside my free Facebook group. If you would like, I can get you the link to check it out and tag you in the inside. They love it. They say yes. You move them into the group. You lead with value, and now you have them as a member of your group for the foreseeable future. So that is a wrap for today's quick video on a really small, simple, yet very effective tip that you can use on a weekly basis to continuously build out your organic ecosystem, grow your Facebook group, and generate leads doing it. The only element that I'm not going to go deep on in this video is the conversation flow behind this, because what really drives sales opportunities and sales is knowing how to take interest off of relevant lead generation posts like this and moving them into an efficient, short, and simple messenger conversation. I broke this down and much, much more in my Post to Close workshop this week, and I'm offering a very special opportunity for those that didn't jump on it before for the initial 15 spots that want to take advantage of the replay, the resources, the scripts, and the frameworks that I gave away inside this epic workshop. So if you want to check that out, be sure to click the link below. I'll have the Post to Close workshop link there for you. And on that note, I'm going to pull out here and thank you for joining me in this video. Hopefully you got some value from this training itself. If you have any questions on growing your Facebook group or the process that I talked about in today's training, be sure to drop a comment below and let me know, and I'll work to get back to them over the next week. But if you have not already, be sure to click the big red button below that says subscribe to the channel, drop a thumbs up on this video if you got value from it, and be also sure to click the bell icon. That way, any future trainings that I drop, here to provide value to you and help you scale your business to multiple six figures, you're not missing out on any of it. So with that said, I will close out today's video on that note. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next one.